show hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and foreigner dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Laughs and madness could make you spin. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and whatever time it is for you. Welcome to another episode of the Shittown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am NCR News Network, joined as always by friend and co-host Anthony Caruso.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, right around this beautiful, weird, and wacky world. NCR, a pleasure to be here once again. And, you know, as we wind down towards the end of the year, you think maybe the rest of the world might be thinking it might be time just to, you know, ease back on the stupidity. But no, we've got another collection of amazing stories from not only Australia, but also from Florida, as we celebrate
yes.
all that is stupid.
I mean, I thought, with it being the holidays, they would slow down their shenanigans. But, oh God, did Florida Man not disappoint me this week?
Now, before we get into it, obviously we've got our usual ad that we're going to run this. Week, but we've got a very special treat for our honorable mention this week.
Oh, yes. Due to how special this honorable mention is, we're not doing an ad because we have had what we thought would never happen. We had crossover between Florida Man and the shit towns of Australia.
Oh my God, no way.
Yes. We had a Florida woman get arrested in Australia. This
And the
is, she was caught smuggling a 24 karat pistol in the city of Sydney.
hang on. A 24 karat pistol.
Yes.
I'm not even disturbed. I'm impressed how someone could afford a 24 karat gold plated pistol.
Oh, yes. An American backpacker pled guilty for smuggling a 24 karat gold plated pistol into Sydney Airport last year. She claims it was an accident earlier in the courts. Now, this did take place in May of 2023, but she's finally been found guilty. However, would you like to know a little bit more about what happened to lead her to this Florida woman to leave Florida to go to Australia?
Go for it.
She went to attend a clown college. Now, I have pictures of said Florida woman I'll be bringing up right now.
I could just imagine her telling her family on her move to Sydney, "You have held me back for long enough. I'm going to clown college."
I thought she would never say that. Oh, it gets better. This is from a video still of her Now, she claims she forgot that the 24 karat gold pistol was in her luggage. But now, here's an even better photo of her. Stitch is not impressed.
Oh dear God. Stitch is hanging there, just going, "What did I do to deserve this?"
Now, here's something even more impressive. I want you to tell me, as a rational adult, how could you forget something like this was in your bag?
Is that a gold Glock?
It looks like it's a 1911 in my opinion. I'm not a gun expert by any means, but I don't think it's a Glock. I could tell you because Glock is more squared at the barrel. But look at that.
Jeez.
I mean, come on. Something that shiny is going to stick out like a sore fucking thumb.
Now, what I'd like to know, and I'm reading through the article, oh my God, when you look through it where it's kept in the luggage, there is no way anyone could have missed that. When you look through it in security on the bag, it's something that even looks like a gun in it. And it's on its own.
Yes. I mean,
What?
This is a wild one. And it's rare that we have this kind of crossover, but we had it.
Never thought it would happen. Never
Not in
thought
a
it
million
would
years.
actually happen. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you have the ceremonial coin?
I do have the ceremonial coin. This is going to be an absolute doozy this week.
I'm calling for tails.
That had a nice ring, that flick, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Very nice.
Tails is the call. And it is a tails.
Well, for the number 10 for Florida Man, Move Over Scar, Disney has a new villain. And it's a Florida
Ooh.
Man.
But can it be voiced as well by Jeremy Irons?
God, I only hope so. But no. A Florida man was caught scalping fake Disney park tickets on social media.
What?
A 19-year-old Florida man is accused of selling 13 fraudulent Walt Disney World tickets to families and tourists. Well, a family of tourists, I should say. In Volusia County, the Orlando Sentinel published this article that Brandon Bullenren was arrested for selling 13 fake fraudulent tickets and passes to the Walt Disney World theme park. He was caught on Craigslist, or what would be the Australian equivalent would be Gumtree, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Okay, was arrested for selling these tickets for $1,000. Now, the family arrived to the park and the tickets were expired. So they contacted police. He was arrested and is being held on a $10,500 bond, and there is no attorney listed on his paperwork.
Jeez.
And just why, man?
Yeah.
Number 10 for the shit towns, please.
Number 10 for the shit towns is not Port Pirie, but that doesn't mean to say that Port Pirie won't be appearing on this list this week.
Dun, dun, dun.
So don't worry, all is not lost, but we are going to go to a town that is just as shit as Port Pirie. We're off to Launceston in Tasmania, where a council considers desexing a collection of monkeys who have been riddled with herpes due to rampant inbreeding.
Come again?
Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to get funky like a monkey. And not in the way you want to either. Launceston's popular city park macaque monkeys could be left to die out as a motion to restrict their breeding goes before council. The macaques have been a feature of the northern Tasmanian cities since the 1980s, gifted by its Japanese sister Akita, and apologies for the pronunciation, ladies and gentlemen, and have become beloved amongst locals and tourists alike. They've been linked with Launceston ever since, but council officers have recommended breeding come to a halt, with primate keeper Breedy Slattery saying it was best for their welfare. We have failed to be able to introduce new genetics into the trip for genetic viability. Unfortunately, these species, we can no longer import new genetics into the country. If genetic issues advance, there will be more miscarriages and stillbirths. The reason for it is that all of the males have now been diagnosed with herpes.
This is just a crazy story. I mean,
now, what we should point out is that herpes and indeed the B variant is actually very common in these monkeys. But the attempts to breed it out have so far failed. And now every monkey in this hold has herpes. The only way to stop it now is potentially to euthanize all of the monkeys.
you know, I found something that I think is just appropriate for this
Why am I scared?
because it's kind of fucking funny and it's me doing it. You ready?
Yes.
Do the monkey with me.
Oh no! Oh no! You're a bad man. You are a bad man.
I know I'm going to hell.
Yes.
And I'm
And just for that, and yeah, I know. Just for that, you can go through number 9 for Florida Man.
Number 9 for Florida man. A Florida man robs an elderly woman but gets locked in an elevator with her. So he pulled
Stockholm
a
syndrome.
public safety.
Oh, Stockholm syndrome much.
Oh yes.
Oh
A
dear.
Florida man robs an elderly woman and gets locked in the elevator. A knife-wielding Florida man tried to rob a senior citizen that was captured on the elevator's security cameras and failed to attempt to make his escape. According to Brevard County sheriffs, the footage was released and they are still looking for him. But the footage does show him walking up to a 77-year-old woman where he got into the elevator with, approached her, tried to get her purse, and immediately tried to escape, but the elevator's doors would not open.
So, you robbed many people lately? Oh, yeah, a
No.
couple. No.
No. I've been trying to steal this copper.
Very good. Very
But
good.
here's the crazy thing. He looks like Dennis Rodman. So I'm worried if Dennis Rodman is on hard times right now.
Oh, how much? Let's say this. Oh shit! Actually, you're not far off.
Enhance. I mean, come on. That looks like old school Dennis Rodman.
Could someone get on the phone to Michael? We need you to pick him up. Maybe Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, Uh, I oh, hold on. I'm getting word that we're getting a response from Michael Jordan. Uh, I am still trying to confirm this, but I believe we are getting from Dwayne. He is telling us he has. Uh, he's getting confirmation that we might have Michael Jordan sending us our official release here. I mean, I'm shocked. Are you?
I am totally shocked.
I mean, I didn't think we would get a celebrity of the caliber that is MJ, but gee, I mean, I'm reading the email he sent us. He he is concerned that this may be Dennis, and if it is Dennis, he would like to speak to him personally about helping him out, and wants to deliver an important message to him. If this is him, uh, let's see. Oh, he says he remembers him on the court and being a terrific ball player and friend. However, he is concerned about these latest accusations and rumors if this is him. Uh, I mean, Dennis Rodman was the bad boy of the Bulls. I mean, you remember how he was on the court.
Oh yeah, absolute dynamite on the court, but yeah, jeez. And I just hope that Michael's not taking this personally.
Oh no, he it confirms he's not taking this personally, but he does feel that this does reflect negatively on their legacy, which he is concerned about. And I mean, I would be too. I mean,
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Shall we move on?
yes, let's move on.
Number 9 for the shitdowns of Australia, and we head off to Cairns in Queensland. Now, unfortunately, we haven't been able to find the article for this, but we do have it on good authority that this actually happened. A ute has been bogged after doing skids on a front lawn. A female passenger then proceeded to exit the vehicle, pull down her pants, and proceed to urinate on the front lawn.
Oh my god.
Indeed. The only thing I can honestly say about this is that, whatever was the cause of this, it was bad enough about the U getting bogged down, but did you really just have to, drop a number 1 right on the lawn, right there in front of everyone to see? How drunk were you? Seriously.
I mean, I've been super blacked out drunk, but I have never been that drunk where I've just dropped trout and started, pissing on the lawn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't want to think about it. Let's move on straight to number 8. But I believe number 8 this week has got a bit of a theme to it.
Oh yes. Number 8 for Florida man. Well,
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see: hardcore nudity.
Do you ever get that urge to just start bobbing when those first couple of notes just drops?
I do. But number 8 for Florida man is plants but no pants. Florida man gardens in the nude.
Now, I've heard about this, and this is actually a bit of a trend from time to time. Nude gardening.
Well, this article has resurfaced onto the Florida Man subreddit. It is an older article from 2018 where a Florida man in the city of Stunter, has been caught getting in touch with nature by gardening nude in the middle of the neighborhood during the day.
You know what? I mean, yeah.
This does take place in Martin County, Florida, where it is actually not a crime to be outside on your own property naked. So our Florida man has decided, I'm going to step up and garden at the same time and take care of some routine yard work. One of the funniest things out of this article is one of the neighbors, Amy Carterberry, says, I have just taught my 6 kids just to look away when they see him outside naked.
Just don't look. Just don't look.
Just don't look. Oh. And I mean, we have pictures.
Hopefully PG, no worse than PG rated.
They are censored.
Okay, good enough.
Thank you, Fox 13, for the censoring of these photos. But let's make this full screen.
Oh, geez, he's bending over as well.
I mean, there's something that comes to mind with this. Seeing a man in the nude like that gardening.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Number 8.
Number 8. Oh, number 8 for shit towns, and we head off to Albany in Western Australia. No, not Albany in New York State. Albany, Western Australia. First off, a Gronk has been fined for a false 000 call and is threatening to blow up a cop shop, which is never a nice thing to do. But our main story, and yeah, I'm going to need a little bit of help with this. A serial public wanker has been bailed again after his 3rd offense this year. Bradley Allen Noakes has been released on... Yep.
You said his 3rd offense for doing the same thing.
Yes.
Oh, fucking do it again.
Oh, I know. And what did he do this time? Well, for the 3rd time in front of women in public, he approached CCTV security cameras in front of all of these women and proceeded to masturbate in front of them while holding and recording himself with an iPad.
That's nasty.
Oh, and that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. He was high on methamphetamine.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, I think we're going to need Mr. Mackey to help us on this. What do you think?
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs, okay?
Okay.
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 The 3rd time filming himself masturbating in public.
I mean, I don't know if that's grounds for the wood chipper, but it's definitely grounds to put his hands in carbonite.
It's grounds for you need help. It's just... And as we said, he was on meth at the time. So, of course he was.
Maybe we can get him a chastity belt.
Rose from really cool Rose. If you're listening in, do you think you could help for something like this?
I mean, we could definitely use the support. And,
Indeed.
And the fine people of that town could definitely use a break from his.
Well, she's actually in Florida, isn't she?
Yes.
Ah.
Now,
we might have to get her on the show one day.
We will. Are you ready for my number 7?
Let's hear the number 7.
Number 7 for Florida man is a Florida man who was arrested for slapping his girlfriend in the face with a cheeseburger.
With a cheeseburger.
Yes.
I mean, what were they trying to do? Were they trying to create that was it Britney Spears with that hamburger ad back then?
No, it was Paris Hilton and
Paris Hilton, that's right.
Jessica Simpson made a parody of it in one of her videos. But we're going back to Martin County, where a Florida man was arrested for slapping his girlfriend in the face with a cheeseburger.
Jeez, really?
A 30-year-old man by the name of Kyle Jolson Jones slapped his girlfriend in the face with a cheeseburger that escalated from an argument they were having. According to police, Jones woke her up by slapping her in the face with a cheeseburger. The attack continued with him pulling her hair and kicking her down the stairs. What a charming individual.
What a waste of a cheeseburger.
I know, right? According to the Martin County Sheriffs, he was arrested and was charged with battery and taken to jail. There is no word if he was out, but this is a story from 2019, and I think he needs to talk to our guidance counselor again because, well, look at him. He looks fucking lit.
Oh, he looks like he should have been an extra for Dude, Where's My Car?
I was gonna be in it, but I couldn't find my cheeseburger.
I was gonna eat my cheeseburger, but then I got high. I was gonna surprise my girlfriend, but then I got high. I slapped her around with that burger, and I don't know why.
Well, because I got
high.
Yeah.
Because I high.
I'm debating if I should tag Afro Man in this one if I turn it to a short.
Is he still around?
Yes, dude. Afro Man lives in Ohio, not that far from me.
Oh no.
Afro Man lives in Allen County, which is not that far from my house.
That's a concern.
Well, here's the thing. He actually had a run-in with the Allen County sheriffs because there was a report that he was drug smuggling and kidnapping people. Yeah. So they kicked in his door. They raided his house. They did a bunch of shady stuff. So he made some songs and merch. One of the
Hang on. He was even selling merch?
Yes. He released some songs. One of them was the Allen County Sheriffs broke down my door. Will you help me fix my door? And 11 pound cake, which is my fucking favorite. Because
11 pound cake.
Because one of the officers goes into the kitchen and on his counter is some fresh homemade lemon pound cake and he just stares at it. But he made merch of the cops from the surveillance footage in his house. And he had the guy looking at the lemon pound cake with Peter Griffin. But the funniest fucking part of this is the sheriff's department tried to sue him.
I'm sorry, what?
They tried to sue him because they said it's not right that he made merch using them, and they wanted a cut of the profits.
Oh, of course they did.
If you want, I could pull up a part of lemon pound cake for you to.
Let's see this. Let's see this pound cake.
It is a fucking banger.
This is a first. This is a first.
I'm not gonna play all of the song. I'm gonna play the best part.
All right. All right.
All right.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Now.
This is gonna be good, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. The poor cake.
Okay. I'm pulling it up now. I'm sharing screen.
Oh dear God. I always get scared whenever I see this.
No kidnapping victims. Just 11 pound cake. Just 11 pound cake. It's so much. Hey, the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him off, son. What? What? 11 pound cake. He was a put down his Glock. 11 pound cake. He's on TikTok. 11 pound cake. He's a family. 11 pound cake. When she's because he got 11 pound cake. Pound cake. One of the rare appearances you will actually hear me sing.
All over 11 pounds.
Okay, one of the other things in the song is they took all of his money and they took away his porno mag called Boom Boom.
Boom boom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Before we get demonetized, I think we better move on to the next story.
Indeed.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, just when you thought the shenanigans couldn't get any harder, number 7 for the shit towns of Australia. And we head off to Bermagui in New South Wales, where a drunk Gronk breaks into a police station to try and steal some guns. You know what that means? I'm really nervous, so I pulled out my gun. Oh dear. Now, unfortunately, it is behind a paywall. We can confirm the person's name is Richard Callahan. He broke into the Bermagui police station trying to retrieve some guns. And I think you might have another video clip that we might be able to use this. Because he's got 60 priors.
Wait a minute.
It's just not right. It's really eerie here. Something's fucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to stress, ladies and gentlemen, he has 60 priors. He is just ratcheted it up, number 61.
Overachiever. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that is almost MVP level stat. Just for perseverance.
He might be getting a nomination for the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying.
I know. Impressive effort. So yeah. Bermagui. Because a guy decided he got drunk and thought, bugger my 60 prior convictions. I'm going to go for 61 and get my guns back. My guns.
Guns.
My guns.
Guns.
Number 6 for Florida man.
Number 6 for Florida man. Smoking meth. Florida man attacks a mattress in a jealous rage.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Of course. Again, this is an older one from 2019, but it popped back up because in a hilarious event that can only be described as drugs being involved, a 37-year-old Philippe Oquendo, I'm gonna butcher his fucking name, I don't care at this point, suspected his wife was cheating, well, his girlfriend was cheating on him with another man because he thought he saw the mattress at their Fort Walton Beach house having some suspicious stains.
How suspicious are we talking? Blue dress, suspicious stains?
Well, I don't know, but according to the victim, well, I shouldn't say the victim, but the girlfriend, He began hitting the mattress with a bedpost, ripping it apart, locking the bedroom door, where she was able to escape and call police. When the police did arrive, the deputies found the man in the mattress in the house, holding the mattress down. The man was slapped out and left. Well, slipped out and left. He was later caught by the police and admitted, "I have been smoking meth."
Oh, what is it with the meth this week? Seriously,
I mean,
what is it with the meth?
I think this sums it up.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad because drugs are bad.
Yep. It's just
That poor
Oh.
mattress.
I know. Time for number 6 for the shit sounds of Australia. And we head back up to sunny Sydney after getting the honourable mention earlier this evening. We've got 2 stories coming out of there. First off, and I did see this one, it was quite hilarious. A drongo has been rescued after getting his tongue stuck to a public ice sculpture. Yep. He did a Dumb and Dumber. But
Wow.
that's not what we're going to be going for. Our main story. A woman has crashed her husband's Mercedes while trying to ram the husband's mistress in the husband's other Mercedes.
Oh my.
Indeed. Oh, strap in, ladies and gentlemen. A woman has been charged for allegedly chasing her estranged husband's new girlfriend through Sydney southwest. About 10:30 p.m, a 37-year-old woman in a Mercedes pulled over in Campsie to check a text message. Her boyfriend's ex-wife, Rachel Liu, then allegedly approached the car, tried to get in, and hit the window. The girlfriend fled the scene, was allegedly followed by Mrs. Liu, a P-plate driver in a sedan. Mrs. Liu then allegedly rear-ended the Mercedes up to 4 times on Hamilton Avenue in Earlwood. The sedan was seen on CCTV closely following the Mercedes before turning and crashing into a sign on the median strip. Mrs. Liu can be seen getting out of the car as concerned neighbours approached. Residents told the news that the woman then allegedly admitted to chasing her ex-husband's Chen Ling Liu's new girlfriend. She told us she was chasing her husband's mistress. Luckily, it wasn't earlier in the day because someone could have been killed. The girlfriend didn't stop and continued driving to Kogarah police station where she reported the incident. Mr. Liu arrived at the scene of the crash in an Uber as his estranged wife was being treated by paramedics. It's understood the vehicles are company cars owned by the Lius. The pair was married for 8 years, recently filed for divorce. Mrs. Liu was charged with predatory driving and stalking. She was bail refused and will spend the night at Kogarah police station before facing Sutherland local courts. Wow.
That's
wild.
That is.
So, unfortunately, the crash is not that spectacular, so I'm not going to bother showing it. But, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned on this one because this has got Housewives of Sydney written all over it.
Oh, I'm on pins and needles.
They got to make a TV series out of this, surely.
Hold on, I'm getting a word from Dwayne. Yeah, he said he's had a similar incident in the past, but turns out it was just a golf cart that he wrecked into a tree.
Are you sure it wasn't Gio driving it?
Maybe. I mean, they are in the same area.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, we're at the halfway mark, so time to go on to number 5 for Florida Man.
Number 5 for Florida Man is something that is a bit of an odd one. An alligator chomps down on a Florida man's hand, and he's more worried about his wife finding out than the alligator biting his hand.
What was he doing with said alligator in the first place?
Now, this article comes from whiskeyriff.com, and as the headline says, alligator chomps down on Florida man's hand, and he's more worried about his wife finding out. A group of wildlife enthusiasts known as Salty Adventures LLC took a group out to, they all went out as a group to the bayous in Florida, where they found a very large alligator. The man placing his hand in the mouth of the alligator, and this is a small fact that a lot of people don't know about alligators, you can actually open their mouth and hold them open. They will not bite down unless you touch the inside of the mouth.
Yeah.
Well, he somehow had touched it. The alligator chomped down onto his left hand and began to tell his mates not to worry and, quote, do not wake up Kate, whatever you guys do.
That's rare.
The man was able to free his hand from the alligator with only minor scratches and cuts. It was properly treated. We
So he's
actually
kept
have
the
a
hand.
yes, we actually have footage, like a picture of the alligator in question. And I can tell you by the size of that head, this isn't a fucking little gator. This is a big one.
Wow, that's
That is-
decent.
That is at least 6.5 to 8 feet long. If you look at the size of the head right here,
Yeah.
this indicates that this is a very large alligator. I don't know if it's a bull or a female, but it is definitely a big gator.
And I mean, you should just be thankful that it wasn't a salty crocodile.
Oh God, yes. But
Because
I
a salty
have to
crocodile
ask.
will be charging.
I have to ask this because I've never been married. I'm not married. Let's say you pulled a stunt like this. Are you going to be more concerned about your limb being ripped off or pissing off the missus?
Can I phone a friend on this?
I mean, you can.
Oh, I don't know how to answer this. I really don't know.
I mean, I would have to ask our married viewers to let us know in the comment section that what is more terrifying, having your hand stuck in the mouth of an alligator or the fact that your friends are going to call your wife and let her know that you got your hand stuck in the mouth of an alligator.
I think for me, I'd probably be more worried about wifey because she would take one look at me and just go, "What the actual fuck were you doing with your hand anywhere near an alligator?" And she would probably show that sympathetic, have that sympathetic look in her eyes and says, "You deserve it for that level of stupidity."
I love you, but I'm just very disappointed in you.
I love you, but you're an idiot.
Let's go to number 5 for Australia.
Number 5, we head off to Goldie.
Yeah, we're at number 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Number 5, we head off to Goldie. Yes, we're off to the Gold Coast of Queensland. First off, a woman has been swallowed up by a footpath after an underground explosion. That's my best Kemp Brockman impersonation of the Action News, and that was absolutely terrible. I apologise for that, and to everyone there, that'll never happen again.
Well, it could be as worse as my singing.
Yeah, true. But our main story. A Queensland health worker could lose their job after twisting a colleague's nipple and trying to grab his dick. Unfortunately, this story once again behind a paywall, but a Queensland health worker is facing the sack for giving someone a nipple cripple and then trying to give them a squirrel grip.
You fucking weirdo.
Now, the names have been suppressed because it is potentially a sex offence that has just occurred there. So they are suppressing their names while the investigations are underway at the moment. But, yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about someone just giving an unsolicited nipple cripple and squirrel grip.
I mean, it's just so messed up.
It's not quite the visit to Woody's Woodchipper Emporium, but I think it's almost a guided tour.
I think it is a guided tour offense, but I mean, what compelled them to go through the planning in their head of, I'm gonna give them a quick little nipple twist, and then I'm gonna go for the gusto and grab the Lucky Charms.
I mean, I don't know. Why did they think it was a good idea after the nipple twist to go for the meat and 3 veg?
I mean,
yeah, let's not try and
Bubbles.
answer that.
Bubbles.
It's just not right. It's really eerie here. Something's fucky.
And on that note, I think we'll move on to number 4 for Florida Man.
Number 4, Florida man lawyer whose client was released on December 8th of 2024 on felony murder charges after the state temporarily dropped the case, celebrated his release by bragging about the press release, promptly causing the state to quickly reopen the investigation and rearrest his client.
Oh, dear God.
Yes. Oh my God. Guess what?
Oh, no. What is it?
It's your favorite.
Do it.
It's Grady Judd.
Yes! Let's see it.
I might not actually read the article. I might just play, because it looks like it's from his morning briefing, so I'll play that.
Oh, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is always a sight to behold. This guy gives the greatest.
Polk County, a man only got the taste of freedom for less than a week. Robert Crusetta just got out of jail over the weekend after spending a year behind bars when charges were dropped against him. But he's back, accused in a murder from a botched robbery a year ago. Fox 13's Brianna Redondo is at the Polk County Sheriff's Office, where she learned deputies found a key witness.
That was all it took to get the case back on.
Oh my
the sheriff
God.
says that the suspect showed up here to the sheriff's office to get his car back and then get on with his life, but Robert Crusetta found himself in handcuffs once again. 3 days. That's the time 32-year-old
Look at him.
Robert Crusetta had out of jail before Polk County deputies arrested him again for what they say happened in this surveillance video last December. A botched robbery plan and a murder in a Davenport motel parking lot.
Our victim and Crusetta were in the front seat of the car. Little did our victim know that there was a man by the name of Harold Omar Cruz who was going to come jump in the back seat of the car, which he did, and pretend to rob both of them.
Deputies say Crusetta was in on it, but the victim shot and killed Cruz, and Crusetta sat in jail for close to a year until Sunday.
The state
I'm sorry. I mean, I could play more of it, but I
Is that
think
the lawyer?
we got the picture.
Hang on,
I
is that the
think it
lawyer?
is the lawyer. I think
had
so.
Let's just play the
3
lawyer.
days and really one business day before we were supposed to go to trial in the case, had dropped, dismissed all the charges, and released him from jail.
Crusetta's attorney, Ralph Maialino,
That'll
tells us
do.
he and Crusetta celebrated his freedom.
I mean, that was gold. I mean, what more do we need to know other than the fact that this heel is in jail right now? And we're going to kick back off to the shit towns of Australia for their number 4 pick.
Number 4 for the shit towns of Australia. And NCR, get the clip ready, because we are going to need it. We're going to that.
City of Townsville is under attack.
Sorry
Yes,
about
it is. No, that's okay. Yes, we are in the city of Townsville in Queensland, where a grub drives a bunch of backpackers to a remote dirt road before robbing them at knife point.
What the hell, man?
I know. A man offered two women a lift from the nightclub, forced them after taking a sharp turn to strip and take a detour to a secluded area in a shocked armed robbery. Now, unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall. We do have a photo of the grub. His name is Floyd Zelig Moller. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's only our duty to really show this this fine, upstanding citizen.
Oh, he
Classy
looks
guy.
so charming. Oh, yeah.
Classy guy.
He looks like a charming individual. Somebody who wouldn't do some chicanery and shenanigans like that.
Oh, indeed. Well, let's see what happens. But yeah, I dare say he may be. He's another one I think is probably on the realms of getting a visit to Woody's wood chipper.
Oh, indeed.
Now it's time for the medals. Who is your bronze medalist?
Well, my bronze medalist is a Florida man whose stand your ground defense will not hold up in court. A dog park shooting in Tampa, Florida leads the judge to reject the defendant's stand your ground claim. Now, this happened earlier this year in February, where Mr. Ranford, who is now 66 years old, was charged with second-degree murder with a hate crime enhancement after he unalived John Walter Lay, and according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's, this has been spanning for the last 2 years leading up to the tragic shooting, where Mr. Ranford began to harass Mr. Lay for more than 2 years using homophobic slurs and making derogatory comments about his sexuality. Yes, Mr. Lay was a homosexual, and at the dog park that they were both frequenting at, Mr. Ranford shot and killed Mr. Lay for no good reason, other than the fact that he was a homosexual. Well, the good news is the judge has rejected his stand your ground defense.
Yeah.
And he is currently remaining in jail until his trial.
Good.
I mean, definitely getting a tour to the wood chippers.
Oh, absolutely. We do not condone any sort of hate crime on this show.
Oh, no. We like to have fun, but on this show, we live by a simple rule. ELE. Everybody love everybody. Consensually. Yep. Consensually. Gotta specify that.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, this guy, you're an asshole.
I hope the inmates have fun with you, sir.
Oh, indeed. The bronze medalist. Yeah, the bronze medalist for the shit towns of Australia. We head off to Perth in WA. No, we're not tracking some lady named Blanche over there. But our story over there, the riot squad has been called in after feral junior schoolies assault tourists and cops on Rottnest Island. School students allegedly assaulted tourists in Rottnest Island and pelted police with bottles, with officers trained in controlling riots and public unrest called in to help restore order on the holiday island. A group of about 400 high school students, some as young as 13, were on the island over the weekend for what police call Junior Leavers Week, where youths in Year 11 and below celebrate the end of the school year. Officers received multiple complaints on Friday night about a large number of juveniles being disorderly between Longreach and the Basin on Holiday Island. Best known for its abundance of quokkas. Now, anyone would know that the quokka looks like the perennially happiest animal ever.
Oh, yeah.
But the stuff that was going on there was just absolutely disgraceful. Now, let's make everyone feel good to start off with, because as I share my screen to what was going on over there, we're going to start off with a very, very happy face.
Look at that. Look at that putum.
Oh, don't you just want to give it a cuddle?
It looks like it wants to give me cuddles.
It does. It does. You know what's not giving cuddles? Whatever the hell it was that was going on here.
You know, I'm not pro corporal punishment in military actions by our governments, but I wouldn't mind them going in there with some paintball guns loaded up with pepper ball and just giving them schoolies a nice little season.
I don't know about pepper balls, but definitely just a straight out paintball would be fun. Here, have some of this. There we go. Yeah, looks totally normal, doesn't it? Right? Right. Oh, Perth, congratulations. You've won the bronze medal as we head off to the silver medal for Florida Man.
Oh, Florida Man has upped his game and earned his silver medal. Florida Man uses Molotov cocktails and sword to make a point about disrespecting family members, according to police.
What?
Yes. A Florida man was arrested for using a Molotov cocktail and a sword to prove a point about disrespecting family members. Cape Coral, Florida man was arrested and wound up behind bars after police say he had pulled out a Molotov cocktail, a sword, and threatened someone in his family who he felt disrespected a relative. Police
Sounds
say
like
the
Grand
Cape
Theft
Coral-
Auto.
It does. Police say that they were called to a Cape Coral home shortly after 2 a.m. on a Sunday while they were investigating the disturbance nearby on the 2800 block of Southeast Avenue on 8th Street. The victim said that Luis Vasco Isaquato, I'm pronouncing his name horribly, was holding a glass bottle with a cloth wrapper around it at the top, claiming it was a Molotov cocktail. When he had threatened to throw the Molotov cocktail in the driveway, lighting it on fire, according to the Cape Coral police. Then it said by the police that he pulled out his sword, tapping on the windshield of the victim's car, threatening the victim. The incident was recorded on a Ring doorbell cam. When the police found Luis, he claimed he went out to the victim's home to send a message about disrespecting a family member. Investigating the bottle, they did find out it had a small amount of gasoline to create a Molotov cocktail while brandishing a sword. He claims to make a point. He was charged with arson firebomb, which is a third-degree felony in the state. There's no word if he is still in jail, but I can only assume. But this kind of hits kind of close to home for me. So I don't know if I'm kind of Florida man-ish with something about that. But let's just say at one point I did have to do something similar. Oh, jokes aside, though, why the Molotov cocktail and why the sword?
Because it seemed like the thing to do at the time.
I mean, it was the style at the time.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, he's carrying around a Molotov cocktail. Wouldn't that smell and burn after a while?
Oh, yeah. I mean, transporting it in your car, you either had to cork it with a piece of cork or pre-make it in the car after you got there. So I think this might get actually up to a second-degree felony, if not a first-degree.
Yeah,
Premeditation.
there is more to come on this, guaranteed.
Who is your silver medalist?
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting, and you've been waiting. Are we going to get there? Yes, we are. The silver medalist for the shit towns of Australia for this week is Port Pirie.
Wait a minute. What?
Port Pirie.
They jumped up to the number 2 spot from the number 10 spot. Jesus Christ.
Yes. What a performance it was from Port Pirie this week. The story, dozens of birds and flying foxes found dead with lead poisoning. Now, just to clarify for ladies and gentlemen here, a flying fox is actually a fruit bat. It is not literally a flying fox.
Now, they are called that because they do have the reddish fur like a fox. And they do have
they don't. No. They have the facial features that look somewhat similar to a fox.
Huh, I thought it was also because they had the fur as well.
No, it's the facial features, mainly the facial features. So, but yes, lead poisoning named as the cause of numerous deaths of birds and flying foxes. The Environmental Protection Authority said it was unable to establish any leads as to the specific source of the acute lead toxicity following interviews with stakeholders. Local lead smelter operator Nyastar issued a statement advising it was aware of the reports of wildlife deaths in the Port Pirie region. It is our understanding that the source of lead has not been able to be determined. Resident Michael Loveridge reported he had been seeing dead birds in Port Pirie, about 230 kilometres north of Adelaide, for almost 6 months.
I mean, this has been going on for a while. They have no clue on what's causing it.
None whatsoever. And just to give everyone an idea, especially to understand why Port Pirie continually appears on the list for shit towns of Australia, that lead smelter is most of the reason why.
You know, the smelter company came out and made a statement. I think we need Chris Hansen to come have take a seat.
I think they're going to need... Yeah, just have a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Just have a seat. Yeah. I mean, there was one particular report of 2 lorikeets, a honey eater, and 3 grey-headed flying foxes submitted for lab testing, all dying in the same area at the same time.
That is just...
Congratulations, Port Pirie. Wow. You have outdone yourself. You are committing lead poisoning to the local wildlife, and you have no idea where it's coming from. I might have an idea. Check the water around that lead smelter.
I am just baffled and angry because flying foxes are just so... They're not like other bat species. They are typically a very friendly species of bat that, like, you can see them in broad daylight just hanging upside down, eating fruit, and just be like, looking at you like, oh, hey, would you like a piece?
Let's move on to the gold medalists.
My gold medalist for Florida Man for this week. Florida Man, luxury real estate broker, and his twin brother are being held without bond for sex trafficking charges.
What?
That's right. A luxury real estate broker and his twin brother are being held without bond on sex trafficking charges. A prominent luxury real estate broker and his twin brother appeared in a Florida courtroom for aggravated sexual assault charges, and the two brothers who co-founded this real estate firm are also being charged with what is felony offenses of long-term sex trafficking. Oren and Allen
Well, all I can say is I hope the wood chipper's ready, because these two are getting a one-way ticket straight there.
Oh, yes. The brothers both appeared in front of Judge Mindy Glazer's courtroom on Friday, and she said that they will stay in jail until their trial. But it turns out there was a third brother involved.
Oh, no.
The older brother, Tal Alexander, appeared in the Miami federal court on the federal sex trafficking charges, where prosecutors had to, give the three of them a bail hearing, which the prosecutors were seeking pretrial detainment until the trial. But the older brother did ask the courts for leniency so he can go be with his wife, who is currently 9 months pregnant and expecting to deliver soon.
Does his family just only know how to make bad life decisions?
I believe so. They are all three worthy of the wood chipper.
Yeah,
and they
agreed.
are my MVP of golden turd status.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try and compete with that for the golden turd for this week. However, my gold medalist is not a person.
Oh.
It's an organization. It's a government organization. Our shit town for Australia for the week ending the 15th of December 2024 is Brisbane in Queensland, where a government lab managed to lose over 300 live samples of a deadly virus.
Please tell me it wasn't ran by the Umbrella Corporation.
In fact, it wasn't even just one type of virus. It was 3.
Oh, dear God.
The Hendra virus, the Lysa virus, and the hantavirus. Nearly 100 live samples of the deadly Hendra virus alone has been lost in a bungled biosecurity transition at a state-run Queensland laboratory. These viruses samples went missing in 2021 in a major breach of biosecurity protocol. The material, which included samples of the Hendra virus, the Lysa virus, and the hantavirus, appeared to have gone missing after a freezer storing the samples broke down. The breach was uncovered in August 2023, so we're talking 2 years later. The lab had been unable to say whether the materials were removed or destroyed. It is this part of this transfer of these materials that is causing concerns. There is no suggestion the samples were taken or stolen from the laboratory. The viruses would degrade rapidly, however. So they are saying the risk of the community is very low because the viruses do degrade rapidly. No Hendra or Lysa virus cases have been detected amongst humans in Queensland over the last 5 years, and there's been no report of hantavirus infections in humans ever in Australia. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the Hendra virus is a zoonotic disease, which means that it can transfer from animals to people, and is known most for being inflicted on horses.
Oh, dear God. Not the horse races.
Yep.
But now I'm concerned that this is going to turn like that movie Outbreak.
Yep, pretty much. Where's Dustin Hoffman when you need him?
Where's Morgan Freeman?
Yep. We need the both of them on the trial, on the case right now.
Kevin Spacey, not so much.
Yeah, I agree. We don't need him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of another podcast for another week. I think it's fair to say that the number one Florida man this week not only wins the MVP, but also wins the Golden Turd for just the complete and utter shitbaggery that was going on in an entire family.
Oh, yes. I say the whole family, let's go with the whole family tree even, deserves a trip to the wood chipper.
I couldn't agree more, and I think Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium will be enjoying the new business that they'll be getting this week.
Oh, indeed. Well, as always, folks, I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
Be well, be safe, and we'll see you guys next time.